walked around at the break and everybody was having their coffee and we're all like, woo! So we can get centered and grounded for the next speaker that's coming to the stage. The amazing Lee Aldridge is a bubbling high energy, and I'm telling you, high energy. And we're all in for a treat today. She's the founder of Soul Story Creative, a marketing and branding agency, and Lee helps women business owners create an online presence that stands out and connects them with their ideal clients. She appreciates what it takes to truly build a brand that builds momentum. She creates a journey of transformation. So please, let's welcome to the stage my friend and colleague, Lee Aldridge.
Thank you. Thank you. Thing. She old thing. Come on, we can dance. Tell you who to sock it to. It's good. Thank you. That was kind of fun after a little meditation, right? Kind of get wild. How are y'all doing today?
Wonderful.
We're having fun already. Diana, Leslie, thank you so much for having me and inviting me, and I appreciate all of you coming here today and sharing your Friday morning. I know our time is valuable, right?
Yes.
So thank you, thank you. And Pamela, I just loved learning so much about what I can do next. I've got my next action. So, you guys ready to learn about branding? Doesn't that sound fun?
Yes, Lee.
Thank you. Well, I want to start out with a little question. And it's going to require, just think back to when you first started your business. For some of you, it may have been a little while. And for others, it may be recently, or maybe it's just an idea right now. It doesn't matter. But what I want you to think about is what would be the first thing, or what was that first thing to make you bona fide in business? Let me see a show of hands where somebody said, I gotta have a logo. I gotta have a logo right now. Okay? How about, was your first thought, I gotta have a website. I gotta get out there and get a website. How many of you? Yeah, a few? How many of you thought, you know what? I really need to get clear on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Oh, that's great. I like it. I'm Lee Aldridge, transformational brand strategist with Soul Story Creative, my company. We help business owners build momentum with clear messaging, smart strategy, and a website that functions like it's supposed to, like you intend. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a brand journey. And by the end, you're going to know the correct order of building your personal brand that's going to save you time and money. You're going to see how being authentic can actually be leveraged to attract your dream clients, those people you love to work with. And you're going to know the questions to begin asking to create your personal brand that just instills that know, like, and trust factor right away. So, let's see how our clicker works. What is branding anyway? Oftentimes people think it's a website. And it is, but it's not. There is so much that goes on before that website is launched. And building a website is an entire construction. from the bottom up. And the biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs making is they're throwing money at this, that, and the other thing, trying to get their website to work or their marketing to work or people to see them, and they're wasting a lot of money. So the only way you're going to build that know, like, and trust factor and build momentum for years to come, a sustainable business, is to start with clarity. We want to get clear on some things first. So this image is my attempt at helping people understand why a logo isn't first. Because a logo has color, it has designs. You think of Nike, it's just a swoosh. How'd they come up with that? How did they come up with the concepts for a logo? Well, when you get clear on some things, oh, I did the wrong clicker. Let's go back. When you get clear first, see how this is a strong foundation that builds your positioning and messaging. Now, don't get hung up on the brand terms, the positioning, but we get to establish this first. If we don't understand what our message is that we're going to convey to who, then it's not going to land. You may make a few sales. Good for you. Happy for you. But it won't last. It may last for a few years. You may get by. Then you're going to start throwing money at it. I see it all the time. And the website, hanging out way up here is the roof. That is your crowning glory after you've done the work. And it can be fun. So at Soul Story Creative, I've developed 3 pillars that ensure things happen in the order that they need to happen to reach the people you want to work with. What are those 3 pillars? Clarify, communicate, and captivate. Clarify, when you get clear, you're going to create connection. The first time somebody goes to your website, you want them to feel, oh, I feel like I know them. Wow, she feels like she knows me. She's been in my office somewhere. That's what you want to get to. If you can get to that, then you've done something. Now, communicate can be the words, the images, the design, but it's going to build trust. And you want to make sure you're conveying a clear message that I can understand. Oops. That I can understand, that your audience can understand. Then you build trust. Do you guys ever buy anything from anybody you don't trust? Well, not intentionally at least, right? That's another story. Then we've got captivate, a captivating visual brand where it all comes together. Okay, so we're going to break these down today, and let's start with clarify. What do we need to clarify? Well, who am I? What is my unique essence? What makes me different from every other brand person? It's not that I'm like the one, but I might be the one that you resonate with. You may not like me. That's great. There's going to be another brand strategist that you can resonate. But until I get clear on who I am, can I express that? The next question, what do I stand for? What's my position? What's my point of view? Because that infiltrates my whole business. It's the way I do things. It's what gets me up in the morning to go do that accounting. I don't do that. I want to go play in Canva, you know? The third question, and maybe most important, they're all pretty equal. But why should you care who I am and what I stand for? So now we're talking resonance, birds of a feather. When we show up authentic, we're going to attract. So, who am I? What do I stand for? And why should you care? That's what we start with. What is your authentic nature? If that's where we're going to start, we got to look at authenticity, right? You hear that buzzword a lot. But I hope I'm going to give you a real different meaning as far as your business. Something you can really take. I love this quote. In a society that profits from your self-doubt, liking yourself is a rebellious act. Exactly what Pamela was saying. Where do we stop? I'm not going there. I'm at a growth edge. I know it. And I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. When you can embrace who you are and step out lovingly and boldly, then you're going to stand out and you're going to attract people. Well, authentic confusion set in early for me. Yeah, I was raised right over here in Durham, nice neighborhood. I was groomed to be a debutante. Don't I look like a little debutante here? Oh, no, this one. This is me. This is her. Marry a doctor, go to Duke, marry a doctor, live happily ever after was the plan. And it's a good plan. I don't mean to bash it, but come on. So I was bothersome. I was bothersome. It's like, come down here. Sit down. Calm down. Settle down. I learned to stay small and be a good little girl. But pages of the calendar fly, and I grew up. And I rebelled. There was a battle raging inside of me to be somebody I wasn't. And things were chaos in my house. Mixed signals. Lies were truth, truth were lies. So I resorted to escape and numbing myself out. But then something awesome happened. In a high school elective class, I discovered photography. And I realized I could view life through the camera lens and learn. I could learn and answer questions I didn't even know I had to find out, what is life about? What is relationship? What is love and connection? And before I knew it, I was capturing moments before they happened. And I developed this sixth sense. I'd take those pictures home and I'd study. And I became a wedding and portrait photographer. This was the beginning of my search for my authentic truth. It was something I could hang on to for me. And so I realized I had this gift, and my clients loved it. I could feel these poignant moments, and I would capture them. And man, they would cry in my studio after they had told me they didn't think I was there because I was so stealth. But see, I'm running around, capturing. So I became a very successful wedding photographer and portrait photographer for many years. And earlier, in my late 20s, I joined a 12-step program. And I began very soon helping other women discover their authentic selves as I learned to grow and expand myself and learn more about life. I had the incredible blessing of being a mother and a wife. I used to tell my brides to do this because they'd start crying. And for 20 years, raised her in a loving and beautiful home. Who am I now? Well, I have discovered that authenticity for me is a daily practice. It's a daily practice of letting go of who I think I should be and embracing who I am. It's ongoing. We continue to grow. We continue to learn to connect and create. You can change your products. You can change your website design. But what's here, it remains. Your essence remains. The truth of who you are. That's why we start with clarity. Clarify, communicate, and captivate. We're going to break it down. We're going to break it down with some case studies. Isn't that fun? Look at some before and afters? Okay. Let me see what. Remember, clarify is what we want to do first to establish that connection. Now, this next woman came to us, Carmel. She is a powerful executive leadership coach. And she finally came to me. She had been throwing money, hundreds of dollars, maybe a couple thousand here and there on this program, this graphics designer thinking they're a brand strategist. And she had so much website shame. Her business was stalled. You know why? Powerful executive leadership coach. Come on. I mean, yellow is my favorite color, but this is not a powerful leadership coach. I'm not sure. She's got on a pink top, but I just wasn't sure what she was selling. I mean, we got legs here, we got a clear, I just don't know who she is, what she stands for, and I certainly don't care. I really don't. I'm gone. Let's take a look at this. This is what we did for Carmel. Does that viscerally give you an experience? Do you know if you want to stay or go? You know what next step to take. In about 1/10 of a second, did you know Harvard changed that study? 2/10 of a second to make a first impression. They changed it to 1/10. Like, I don't even know what that means. So that's what we're looking for. We want an emotive, visceral experience to stand out in a 5 billion page marketplace. This isn't going to stand out. It's just not. I'm gone, click. I might just stay here just to look at her eyes. I mean, that's pretty intense. She calls herself a professional instigator. Okay, let's look at communicate. Remember, this is to build trust. 7 minutes, oh my God. Okay. We want to build trust with our words. We want to be clear on that home page. Now, this next client is a mystery client. What do you think they do? Who are they? What do they stand for? They have a story to tell. You're going to change the world without filters or distractions. Sounds great. Sounds great. I thought this was a great idea. This was my friend Kate. And I'm into, poetry. But this is what had to happen. I had to be willing to get up here with you today and to put myself on the homepage. And look at those words. You know what I'm about. You know. So get clear on your brand, engage your people, so you'll know what next step. Now let's look at Captivate. This is where everybody wants to go. This is where the cash is. But what we're talking about here is an entire art project. We've got our clear message, we have the words for it, and we've developed a visual brand where we're going to start talking about logos, colors, and fonts, and images, and website design, and video. But we don't just pick a color because it's our favorite. And we sure don't pick an image of a kitten because you read that if you put kittens on your website, you're going to engage. Story. Let's continue the story with images. So the right brain is igniting now, which means we're done with the industrial age, the information age. We want harmony and design. And so we've got to look at that as well. So are you piecemeal or a whole brand? Do you know who this is? Suzette Foster? She had a Christopher Reeve accident on a mountain bike and was walking in 2 weeks, freaked the doctors at Duke out because she knew the power of thought. And as soon as that accident happened and that thunderbolt went through her body, she knew. She knew to ask. And she was walking in 2 weeks. This is a mess. She looks like a kindergarten teacher. And I don't have time to read all that. And what you don't know is this is a sliding banner. So not only are you trying to figure out what to do, you got this, oh man, we're not doing that. Too many links, all the colors, oh. Better? Green and purple are spiritual colors and healing colors. In her picture, you can see her eyes, and you can see how happy she is and vibrant. So let's be careful as we're putting together our brand. Now, are you ready to brand? How do you know? How do you know when you're ready? The two biggest things people do. So like, no, Lee, I'll call you when I get clear and figure out what I'm doing. I'm like, that's the point. We're going to do that for you, with you. The second thing is, it's just so expensive, really. A full brand done for you at our agency costs thousands. And it's a prohibitive thing for most of the people I love to serve. And that's what prompted me to create a 60 days program where I take a small group of women together in a mastermind and we develop everybody's brand at a fraction of the cost. But the point is, whether it's done for you or done with you, there is an order to get it right to save you time and money. What does it take? I think you guys know. Ready to look at yourself. What do you really offer? And how's it going to make your person better? To be willing to put yourself out there. It's hard. You saw what I did. But the rewards are massive. Because now I'm out there. And it's okay. It's okay. And it's okay that I'm who I am. And now I get to just play in my business and play with you guys. I don't have to worry anymore because I've done the work. If I want to create a new program, if I want to, I already changed my website a couple times because I can. And, but my message is still the same. I believe in story. I believe we need to have the soul in our business, and it gets to be done beautifully and function. Now, in your book, you have a sheet similar to this with the 3 questions. And it is perfectly normal to have trouble with at least one of them. And what I'd like for you to do is pick the one that's like, oh, I just don't know what that is, that you're struggling with, that's causing you some grief. I want you to come find me. I want you to pick that question. I want you to come find me because I want to break it down for you as much as possible as I can today. And I'll ask you some questions. There'll be a little back and forth, but come see me and let's see if we can't get you some clarity today and just get you going on your brand journey. There's so many things you can do right now with what you have to work with. Everything you need's inside. So that is my branding little quick lesson, and I look forward to seeing each of you. Please come see me. This has been wonderful. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, good.
Good job.
Let's hear it up for Lee again.